Alright, so this video is going to walk you through how to use this folder structure activity and what it all means. So up here at the top, we've got a key. So basically saying, hey, whenever something's yellow, it means that's the current HTML file we'll be writing in. If you look down from here right now, currently the index.html file is highlighted, and over here is saying, hey, this is that HTML file that's being referenced. So we're actually writing something in there. The next portion of this is the currently selected file or folder. So as I come in here and I start writing in a path, this href thing, if I type in images slash, you'll notice that the images folder becomes selected, and that's the current selection I have in my href or my hyperreference. Coming up here, this is the file or folder we want to reach. So this is our goal. So if we come back down, we're trying to get to the listings.html file, right? And then finally, we come in, and this is what it's going to look like if we've typed the correct path in there. So let's try that real quick. So we've got index.html file, and we want to write in not images, but we want to go into the movies folder. So that selects the movies folder. Then we need to go into the cinema folder, and that will select the cinema folder. And you'll notice here that it didn't select that whole folder like it did with the movies. That's because there is an index file inside that folder. And when we have an index file, it automatically opens up that file if there's nothing else in there. So when we type in cinema slash, it's going to look for an index file. If it can't find an index file, it will just list out all these things by default on most servers. Okay, finally we need to get into that listings folder, so we type in listings.html. And once we have the correct path, it turns green. It knows that we've got that. Now you can come in here and you can click, once you've finished something, you can click here to regenerate generate the next task, and that will just randomize this for you, and you can play over again. So now we're in the index.html file here. We want to get to this index.html file, so we're going to go // to bring us up a folder, and then we're going to go into the folder of cinema slash, that brings us in there, and we don't even have to type index.html because it's already the default file. Or we can type in index.html and it would grab it also. Okay. Now with that said, that's how the application actually works, or the activity works. To kind of visualize this a little bit better, this is a folder structure, or a representation of a folder structure. So at the bottom here I have download this zip folder to see an example of this folder structure. You can download that and look at it. I'm going to open up and show you right now. So if I pull open my Finder window, this is what it is. I've got a root folder, and you don't have to call it root. It could be named anything. On our servers, this is going to be the main folder there that we have all our files. And you'll notice we have an images folder right there, and then we have a movies folder and a music folder down there. Perfect. Inside the movies folder, we have two different folders. We've got cinema, which is that one there. We've got DVD, which also is there, and we can open those up, and those have those files in there. Up at the top we have images, and that images folder has one image in there. Alright, so that's basically what it's trying to represent right here, so you can kind of see that if that didn't make too much sense. Alright, now when it's talking about this stuff, this here, so if we refresh this page and go back to the default where it started with index, so right here, this is saying, hey, we're in the index file and we're typing this path in. So the index file is found here. So I'm going to open that up, and I've got that open already, so I can double click it or right click, open with Text Wrangler or your program, and that's basically what we're going to see. This is the file. Now here it's saying, hey, we're going to be typing a link into this, and we want that link to go to the cinema listings.html file, which is down here in the movies folder. So we come back over here, we're going to start typing in our list, and this is basically what this is simulating. You don't have to do this. You could try this. This is what it's trying to teach you how to do, but this is just me showing you real quick how it would actually work in real life. We're going to type href equals, and then between the href it would be a cinema listing.html file, and we're going to close that off. Now you'll notice we've got an empty href here, and that's what we're typing into this section here. Alright, so if we are going to type that in, we're going to say, hey, we're in this index file, and we need to go into the movies folder. So we're going to type movies, and we need to go into the cinema folder, cinema, so I'm going to write cinema, and then I'm going to type in listings.html because that's the file we want to get to, listings.html. Now, let's see if that actually does it right in the simulation. So if I come over here, paste it in, it did grab it. So if I saved this file now, I can come in and open this up in the web browser. So if I refresh this page, I would double click it, so this is the index file, it gives me that link, and when I click on this link, it should bring me into those folders and bring up that page. So I click on it, it brings me into the movies folder, into the cinema folder, and then over to listings.html. So that's a quick demonstration of what the program does, how it works, and then what it's trying to simulate in a real life example. So really just teaching you how to jump around using your relative URLs. So hopefully this has been helpful.